Hi everyone. A couple of brief links or intros to links to stories which are in the more info section connected with H1N1 swine flu. I'm not going to go deep into this, but there's a couple of things that I'd like to pass your way. I'll begin with something that could make us quite angry, and that's Goldman Sachs, amongst other Wall Street banks, receiving ahead of hospitals and healthcare outlets doses of the vaccine, which are apparently in short supply. And I'll just read the first section of this story because there's a classic quote and reply in there. The public is outraged about reports that Citi, Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, along with other big New York employers, received hundreds, even thousands of H1N1 vaccine doses before hospitals and before other healthcare providers, many of which have run out of the precious drug. Here's the killer. A spokesman for New York City's Department of Health said, "Firms like Goldman are important outlets for reaching at-risk adults." Clearly, says the article, someone from the health department should visit a hospital or a doctor's office. They might discover that those too are excellent places to reach sick people or those at risk. I like that. Now then, so we've got Goldman Sachs receiving privileged treatment over the vaccine. Now then, here's the really interesting twist that I'd like to put on that. An article from the 19th of October in Der Spiegel, the German news magazine. This is in English, by the way. Don't worry about that, but it's a good source Der Spiegel. The title: Germans unhappy with alternative swine flu vaccine for politicians. In brief, in Germany, the politicians have been given, or are due to be given, a different version of the vaccine that's going to be available to the German population. In other words, it doesn't include some of the crap that people are complaining about, which I think includes mercury and stuff like that. I'm not really up on it, but read the story and then wait, because we need to know what kind of vaccine did Goldman Sachs receive, because they know as well as we do now that there are two types of vaccine. One is the good stuff, the other is for the masses. Which do you think Goldman Sachs received? That's a question I'd like answered. Okay, moving on. Next, I'd like to introduce a video on H1N1, swine flu, and the vaccine. Basically, it's against the vaccine, but I think it's well worth viewing because it goes into the history of H1N1, the comparisons and interviews with scientists and so on, talking about the 1918 Spanish flu, and there's some fascinating stuff about what H1N1 means, what the H and N means, and how that defines. There is a reason that it's called that. I can't even begin to explain, but watch that video. Now, let me also say that when you first click on part 1 of the video by the Antiterrorist, I think you might be put off because he's a fellow Brit like me, and he's very, very good on his facts, research and material, but he wears a black ski mask and dark sunglasses to hide his identity. I suppose being called the Antiterrorist might. Anyway, some people might be put off by that look, and also the way that he introduces the video in the first few minutes. Please don't be. Stick with it. It's really, really informative, and I recommend that you view it. Secondly is another YouTube channel, Dr. Mercola, who I assume is a qualified doctor. I like his videos on health. There's some great stuff in there, and I do like the little series he put together on the H1N1 vaccine. All this stuff is pretty much anti the vaccine, I must say, and I haven't put anything in there to balance that. So I guess the conclusion could be that I'm wary of the vaccine, and I certainly haven't taken it, even though I've had the opportunity to. But I don't know. I only know as much as I'm presenting here to you, but I hope you find it interesting. Thank you. Bye.